speech that is persuasive. Geez, I wonder if Freddi can deliver a persuasive speech. Well, let's find out. And welcome Freddi Dogterom, DTM, accredited speaker, with her presentation, All In, Thriving Through Toastmasters. All In, Thriving Through Toastmasters, Freddi Dogterom.
You cannot be just a little bit pregnant. You're either all in or you're all out. Now, if you're all in, suddenly you are responsible for a little human. You want to nurture them, help them to learn. You want to be involved in their success. Well, maybe you don't have children, or maybe you've never been pregnant, but you have been a child. And as a child, you were nurtured. You had the opportunity to learn. And also, you had somewhat shared with your parents the responsibility for your success. That's just like being a Toastmaster. As a child, we can thrive in a nurturing environment. As a Toastmaster, we can thrive in a nurturing environment. So, what are the benefits? I'm going to be talking about the benefits of Toastmasters in general, the benefits of the Pathways learning platform, and the benefits that we can get for our own personal and social growth. So, what's the benefit of Toastmasters? Why would somebody join? 18 years ago, I joined Toastmasters and I was already a paid professional speaker. So, why did I need Toastmasters? Well, I needed the tools, the program, the learning, and the support that Toastmasters provides in order to rise to the top of my profession. I could not imagine getting to the top of the professional speaking world without Toastmasters, a great benefit. Toastmasters can help you at work, at church, in the community, in fact, every aspect of your life. And during these times when not everybody is employed because there's been downsizing, right sizing, lean sizing, and layoffs, if you're involved with Toastmasters and you're on that learning continuum, that is a great resume builder. In one of my other lives, I was a human resources person. And if I had two people that I was looking at hiring or engaging, it wouldn't matter if one had a bachelor's degree and one had a master's degree. The one that was on the learning continuum was the one that I would pick. And if you have Toastmasters on your resume, your human resource officer knows that you are engaged in learning and self-development. What a great opportunity. Last year at the International Convention, I was in Denver and got the opportunity to tour the world headquarters. If you're ever in Denver, do it. It is amazing because you get to see the organization and meet the people in the different departments. And you get to see that Dan Rex has a really nice corner office, but he doesn't even have a computer in there because he believes his role is to walk around and connect. But on the tour, I met this lovely young man named Dilip, and he was a Toastmaster for a couple of years, and he had had the opportunity to come to the international convention. Well, I asked Dilip, as I do for everyone, what brought you to Toastmasters? He said, if I want to become top in my field, I have to go to Toastmasters. There's no option. I thought, wow, Dilip, what a great answer. And then I asked him the second question I asked everybody. I said, Dilip, do you have a mentor? Oh, yes, he says, my mentor is so important. I love my mentor because he nurtures me and he helps me to learn and grow. So the Toastmasters program as a whole has the benefit of helping people grow, being committed to their growth, and especially if you're in a club with a strong mentor program, you will have somebody that is there to nurture you and guide you along to success. If you're in a club that doesn't yet have a strong mentorship program, Why can't you be instrumental in starting one? Because mentors really matter. So the Toastmaster program has a lot of benefit just in our regular life, but certainly in our professional life. Well, what about that Pathways program? Oh my gosh, it is the best e-learning I have ever experienced in my life. One of my degrees is in adult education, and so I've done a lot of that kind of thing. But think about this. Many of you have gone to college, university, post-secondary school. And if you haven't, at least you've been in regular school. And you know that when you're in a program, you don't have a lot of choice. You're there, they're going to teach you, you're there to learn what they're going to teach. Well, in Pathways, what's so exciting is that you have endless choice. You get to learn things that are specific to your goal. And when you're working on a project, you can bring the topic that is so relevant to you. Is that tantalizing? I think so. In school, there's so many choices. In life, there's so many choices. If you're thinking of having a child, you've got billions of choices for the other parent. But in Pathways, you only have 11 choices, but they are amazing. One of the things I hear from folks is that, oh, gee, every pathway has level 1 exactly the same. How many icebreakers do I have to do? As many as you want. One of the great things about Pathways is you get the chance to repeat a project. You get a chance to do it again. I mean, giving more than one icebreaker, well, of course, your life is more than one dimensional. And as you start to work up through the program, you completely customize and tailor your learning to your current learning needs and goals. Is that amazing? Oh, I absolutely think so. So I think that our Pathways program, which is our e-learning platform, I think that it is one of the biggest benefits we have at Toastmasters. Well, what about our benefits of social and personal growth? Oh my gosh. Take a look at the 38 people or 37 people that are on your screen. Where are they from? Everywhere. Where else can you go to meet people from around the world and get to know them? Visit them in their country via Zoom. Go to meetings around the world. We've got a member in our club that lives in Mexico, and she belongs to 4 clubs, 2 in Mexico, 1 in England, and 1 in Lethbridge, Alberta. Is that amazing? Oh, yes. But even just meeting people on a social level, you are connected through the Toastmasters world. One of the Toastmasters I was working with a couple of years ago wanted to find somebody in another country that had the same occupation as they did. So we went on to Toastmasters.org, clicked on Find a Club. We went to Qatar and we found a heating specialist that was a Toastmaster, and they were able to connect. Magical? You bet. Judy, who's on the call today from our club in Lethbridge, she's a career development professional. And we were talking one day and she says, I wonder how they do career development in the schools in Australia. Bing! I just happen to know Maria, who's a career development professional in Sydney, Australia. We were able to get connected. So does that tantalize you at all, that you can get to meet people in your occupation or field of choice, or even something you're interested in, anywhere around the world through Toastmasters? That is just magical. Well, what about the social connections? There are no finer people anywhere in the world that are there willing to hold out a hand to support you, to Zoom with you at 4 o'clock in the morning if you need to rehearse your speech. The social connections, the professional connections, the organizational connections, you just can't beat them. How can you thrive through Toastmasters? Well, it is through reaching out and getting to know other people around the world, or even around the world in your own community. Am I totally sold out to Toastmasters? Absolutely. I've been a Toastmasters for 18 years. I'm a distinguished Toastmaster. I'm an accredited speaker, one of 88 in the world. So do I have anything to prove anymore? Absolutely not. But I could not imagine my life, personal or professional, without Toastmasters, all of you in my world. You know, when we're raising a child, there's other people involved. You know, there's the teachers, there's the play school, there's coaches, all sorts of things. And that is also what we have in our Toastmaster life. We have everything that is developmentally appropriate right here at our fingertips. So, do I think that you should be all in for Toastmasters? Absolutely. If you're a guest, what are you waiting for? Wouldn't you love to have the advantage of being a Toastmaster for your job, your career, your family, your community? Wouldn't you love to be connected with all these really cool people here and around the world? I think you would. So are we going to take a look at driving through Toastmasters? I sincerely hope so. And fellow Toastmasters, prospective Toastmasters, and people that just know you're going to be Toastmasters, come on with me and jump on. Let's get all in together. Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Freddi, for that world tour of Toastmasters. And I thought that was really interesting because I'm looking at the screen here and I see Steve, who originally grew up in Hong Kong. I don't know where Justin comes from, but he's obviously a friend of Steve's from way back. So Freddi was talking to you as a prospective Toastmaster. The guest that you see under Justin on my screen is Mateo from Ecuador. He's thinking about joining our club or is in the process of doing that. Toastmasters is really an international organization. So for all of you who are thinking about Toastmasters, what Freddi was talking to you about the world connections, especially through Zoom, has never been more important or relevant. Now, speaking of people who grew up somewhere else, the next person on our program is Cindy Guan. And I just learned yesterday that Cindy has a PhD from a university in China. And she joined Toastmasters for the reason that many of us in this call are on today. And that's because to help her improve her English speaking skills. And she's going to lead us in the section called Tabletop. And Cindy, we may have time for only one subject today, one question. So I hope you choose your guest well, but the floor is yours. Let's hear it for Cindy Guan, PhD.
Thank you. That is a very nice introduction. The purpose of the table topic portion of the meeting is to provide the opportunity for the members of the audience to practice impromptu speaking. Each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day, which is tantalize. The time given the speaker is 1 to 2 minutes. I'm going to introduce the topic and